You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Part of the resistance, part of the movement with myself. Big Dick, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I just can't stand what the fake media or fake news is doing to Angry Tensai and Big Dick. It's a travesty. I feel like we're in communist Russia.
Who would of all people, I would have thought the one group of people that actually gets us is the Angry Marks guys. Like, I really thought any group that would accept somebody like Jordan J. Garber could certainly accept us. But I guess we were wrong. The fix is in.
Yep. But you know what? At least we know what's up. Now we can take on our conspiracy head on.
For sure. And I think one of the problems was 2 weeks ago, we had probably a decent review of Raw Reaction, but for the last 30 minutes, as can be expected, and how quick I'm going to use these two words, I think the fact that we spent 30 minutes on here it comes, Vince Russo, that's why we were censored. And it's kind of like pausing for 5 seconds between each thing you say. It makes it impossible for the editor to edit out the show. So we just continuously throw in random Vince Russos, and eventually they'll just give up and allow us to utilize Vince Russo.
We're just not putting show in the air like last time.
Or that. That's one way to stop us from saying Vince Russo for sure. But I gotta say, and the reason I bring up Russo again is he's been making the comment that he thinks that the WWE is actually listening to him, and I gotta say I find that very funny. Until he made a comment about what he thinks they're doing, and that is they're doing more storylines out of the blue all of a sudden and making wrestling back to the way it was, similar to during the Attitude Era. And I gotta say, I think tonight was one of the heaviest storyline shows I've seen in years.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I mean, we had a great women's tournament match. We had another brawl between Lesnar and Joe. We had Enzo getting beat up by Cass, which I think that's sort of been coming for a while now. And we had, like you said, the aforementioned, or prior to getting on the air, we had none other than Lorenzo Ball's father guest starring on Miz's TV show.
Yeah, and you and I did spend some time before the show talking about how just surprising it was to see LeVar and Lonzo Ball and all those guys out there. And I think it was LiAngelo was out there as well. I just gotta throw it out there. I guess we knew it was gonna happen, but just seeing it, that was a big get for WWE. He's pretty damn relevant right now. That being Lonzo and LeVar Ball. I think there was a lot of, first off, I think WWE won huge in that segment. I'm not saying it was a good segment, but number one, were you entertained? I know I was.
Oh yeah. And you know, number two, I'm going to go right now. I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to go on ESPN and see if there's any mention of this.
Yeah, and I don't think, like, from a WWE perspective, there was no damage done to them, right? They win because they brought LeVar and Lonzo out there. I think LeVar and Lonzo look like idiots. I really do, and I hate to say that. LeVar Ball is really good on the mic, but what you saw was a guy that had really... Oh my goodness, what are you doing? There was a guy who had no respect for wrestling, and that's why he acted the way he did, because he thinks that it's just like this crazy, larger-than-life thing, so he acted like a complete idiot. But if he took it seriously, he would have been awesome. But it was so funny that it was entertaining. And honestly, who cares? It was good enough. And it's not like they're going to bring him out there every week. It was awesome. And I can't, if you're the NBA right now, you got to be like, man, why do we let these guys do that?
Yeah. This wasn't exactly a Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone segment from yesterday. This was sort of a shit show.
I was thoroughly entertained, though, Big Dick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that was a beautiful move by WWE. And beautiful move by the Balls.
And somewhere along the way, Ambrose and Miz are still feuding, but guess what? No one cares.
Yeah, that's actually probably the downside of it. Now, if Lorenzo Ball was in the Miz's corner, I might take it a little bit more serious.
I agree. Well, regardless, Miz looked good in that segment, and I guess that's who you're trying to get over, so that works out. I have to say, other things tonight. See, that was something they tried that didn't really work well. But it was very entertaining, and that's most important. So even though it didn't work per se, it was entertaining. Other things,
something we'll be talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, dude? You make a great point. You're going to the Russo school now, which is, will they talk about this 10 years from now? Depending on if Lonzo Ball actually makes it, yeah, I think this is something you would remember. Believe it or not, you may forget Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar. You probably won't because it's so unique, but this you certainly won't forget if everything pans out. But I was saying that's things that didn't work, but it did work because it was entertaining. I'm just saying it wasn't something to take seriously, right? That's more where I'm coming from. But I really liked the Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe spots. Not so much Brock getting choked out, but I like that. I don't know. I just like that Samoa Joe, looked strong tonight. He didn't look like a pussy. He didn't look afraid. And I like that, also Samoa Joe, I don't know. I didn't like that he choked out Heyman. Not because I love Heyman or anything, but I don't know. I just thought it was kind of it made him look bad,
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I think that's the problem with not having Lesnar every week. I mean, if Lesnar is there, he comes out and makes a save. If not, you know what? It motivates him for the 2 episodes leading up to the pay-per-view that he's there.
I agree. But,
it makes sure that Joe's going to be used as a heel for this match.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was good. Who do you think's going to win it first off and foremost?
I think it's going to be Brock Lesnar. It seems like they have his feuds down the line. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, I think WWE is sort of if you take Vince Russo's advice, what he was saying about zig when they expecting to zag, maybe they put the belt on Samoa Joe, because I know Lesnar's a draw no matter who he wrestles, or maybe have it some sort of a dusty finish, if you will.
I don't think there's any way. Lesnar loses, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. I'm a big fan of Roman Reigns continuously bringing up this Samoan thing. I think it's so funny. You're the
Roman Reigns or Paul Heyman?
What he wants to deal with.
He's talking about Paul Heyman.
Yeah, but you're right. Roman didn't say that. Paul Heyman said the other Samoans say that. It's just
that
funny.
That would have been funny if for a Roman Reigns versus Joe feud.
Well, Roman Reigns did acknowledge tonight that he agreed with Paul Heyman.
Really? I'm gonna miss that part.
He definitely did, but it was cool.
All right, but yeah, I mean, there were some interesting matches tonight. Nothing. I mean, there were actually a couple decent, little bit long matches. I liked the match to start off the show there. It was a pretty long match and sort of gave some people who don't necessarily have feuds, or some teams that have feuds, some that could be budding feuds, something to do with the Finn Balor Hardy Boys versus Sheamus Cesaro and Elias Sampson.
Bro, I like Eli Sampson a lot. He's good on the mic.
It's Elias, I think, and he's a budding superstar. But that would actually be a good match versus Finn Balor if they end up matching up at the next pay-per-view.
Well, I'm dreaming of Finney, and I'm hoping, and I'm wishing he's with me.
I want him to wear his cool leather jacket. That's
I think that's a rib. I don't think he really thinks he's cool in the jacket. I think it's just what they put him in, but Dude, Finn's good, man. I know people he's been getting dumped on a lot lately, and a lot of internet stuff I read. I like him.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is, you know what? He's not somebody he's never going to be Brock Lesnar's size. He's going to be 60 pounds less than Brock Lesnar. He'll bulk up out of his mind. And, I mean, he's fine. You don't have to be huge to be a champion. You can be Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Can I ask you something?
Yep.
I'm watching Fox News right now, and the headline is FBI investigating Bernie and Jane Sanders.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
His wife worked at, and Kev, you might be able to fill me in. I don't know if you follow it. I know you're sort of a Bernie Sanders mark, but, from what I hear, his wife works for Burlington College or something up in Vermont, I guess.
So she sold.
No, she put a loan application for a $10 million project at the school, and apparently she falsified some of the information on it in order to get the loan. And she made out because I think she benefited in some financial way from obtaining a loan.
Oh, geez. Talk about un-American.
She probably got a work bonus or something. Kev, is that the gist of it?
Well, here's what happened. Here's what's being alleged. Back in 2010, Jane Sanders, when she was head of Burlington College, put in the loan application for $10 million so they could buy some new land to expand the school. They bought the land, but expanding the school never came through. Eventually, the school shut down. Last year, back in January of 2016, a gentleman who was also the head of Trump's election team in Vermont filed a complaint with the FBI that she allegedly fraudulently applied for that loan by claiming that there were donation dollars coming in from school donors, and that money, according to the complaint, never actually came through. So that's where the fraud complaint's coming through. And another source is also trying to claim that Senator Sanders used his position in his office to help influence the bank to go ahead and issue the loan. So far, there's nothing to the allegations. They're just looking into things. But the interesting thing is that this particular kind of allegation and the claims being made, the individual who made this claim, this is like the fourth political target he's used that same claim with. And the previous three that he's used that tactic with, none of those investigations panned out to be true.
This guy's got a lot of information, Kev. Or Vic.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, to be honest with you, hopefully that's not the case. I mean, that's pretty shitty if Sanders and his wife would do something like that. I don't think that they would. I think that Bernie's probably a decent human being, and I don't think he would. I don't think he would do that. I mean, I think he's ultimately. I'd throw him as president, or did I want him as president? Not necessarily, but do I think he's a bad person? No. But hopefully the allegations are proven wrong.
Proven wrong. That's like the allegation people are making that Alexa Bliss isn't really friends with Nia Jax and she's kissing up to her. I don't believe that to be true.
Yeah. By the way, I noticed something. I realized something tonight. Alexa Bliss might have the best entrance music in WWE. I like her entrance music.
Every week, bro.
Did I? Okay.
You're getting Alzheimer's, bro.
No, I fell asleep 2 weeks ago when last week in the show.
Idiot, man.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm marking out for her theme music.
I'm marking out for her because she's hot. She's the hottest.
She is. Little Miss Bliss.
5 Feet of Fury.
Do you know where the Miss Bliss originally came from?
No.
The original Saved by the Bell episodes. She was like the main teacher in it.
Miss Bliss.
Yeah.
I remember her.
Yep. That was back when they were in Indiana or something before they moved to
How do you know that?
Bayside. Because I remember watching
and we know that WWE has a great relationship with Belding.
Exactly.
God, I love Belding. Love Belding. Anyway, you knew that was going to happen tonight. Nia Jax ran through the whole Raw women's roster one by one in a gauntlet match night, and then taps out to Sasha Banks in the last match. Hated it.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think the problem is it's almost like I don't necessarily want to say a Braun Strowman type thing, but like almost a Lesnar problem. Where once you put the belt on Nia Jax, you gotta give her a run with it.
True.
So I mean, this allowed her to lose and save some face.
True. I don't know. I'm glad Nia Jax didn't win. You know why? Because that would mean my girl Bliss would lose the title.
Yeah, she is probably twice the size of Alexa Bliss. I'm actually gonna look it up online.
Little Miss.
I want to see how much. I bet you that she. Do they say women's weight or no?
No, they should. Okay. Why don't they? That's a good point.
You know what I also heard? I remember a couple weeks back on a 205 Live thing where they had one of the wrestlers on 205 Live, or I think it was on Raw, but they announced him at weighing like 215 pounds.
Over the weight.
Wait a second. Yeah, it's like they just announced it. Like, I mean, number one, if you told me he was 205 or 204 pounds or something, I believe it.
Well, I will predict our man Akira Tozawa is going to be the guy to beat Neville finally. Somebody's got to beat him. I think he will.
Really?
They surprise you that I think that. I do. I think Tozawa's good. I think WWE's higher on him. They want to do something with Titus O'Neil. I think it's a good time, and I think it would be unexpected. I don't think anyone thinks Tozawa's going to win. I do. Neville killed Lince Dorado, which was pretty funny. He always loses. I don't know. I just think it's Tozawa's time. I like that Titus is with him. I think he's going to win it.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like was they were both in a ring right after the match, staring each other down. Titus came out. I don't understand why one of them didn't attack the other.
I did think of that. I was kind of like, why wouldn't you attempt to take him out? But,
yeah, I mean, you're getting in there for a stare down, and Titus distracts Neville. Why not take him out?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. But I do think Tozawa's going to beat him. You were talking about the Elias Sampson, Cesaro, Sheamus versus Finn Balor and the Hardys. I was very disappointed we didn't get that song that they were really teasing there with Elias and Cesaro and Sheamus, but I don't know. I was I didn't think that match was that bad. I thought it was decent given what it was, and it gave Balor a pretty solid win, and Cesaro is in a tag team, so I don't think it really matters. I don't know. I thought that was booked pretty solid considering they did as much as you could do in a 6-man match.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Like I said, I think that, I mean, we already know, I'm fairly certain that Sheamus and Cesaro are going to be fighting the Hardys for a championship. So we already know that's going to happen. And I think that, I mean, I don't think Finn Balor had a match coming up pay-per-view. I mean, why not put him against Elias Sampson? You seem to have Ambrose and Miz going again, which I thought Elias Sampson might get involved with the Miz. But if he's not, why not match him up with Finn Balor?
Elias is the guy right now.
Yeah, he's had some pretty solid performances with on the mic and in the ring.
Braun Strowman's back, and he threw Roman Reigns into ambulance.
That's pretty refreshing to see.
I like heel Roman Reigns that messes with the crowd now. It's really good.
Well, the thing is, he's still face Roman Reigns for basically kids 12 and under.
But he hazes the shit out of the crowd, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely getting there. I don't know. I feel like they needed to just leave him in a feud with Rusev to get him over, because that was the only time he actually got cheered.
It's funny. If they turn him heel, he'll probably get cheered, believe it or not. But if he didn't, if he got the same reaction, they'd have two really good heel champions, Roman and Jinder. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Now I was actually surprised. Did you see the Seth Rollins and
Kurt Hawkins?
Yeah, I I was surprised that Kurt Hawkins came out there fired up.
Yeah, Seth Rollins could be behind that too. Them in the back working the match out. They kind of make Hawkins look better than maybe he was booked to, and that's cool if they did.
Yeah, I mean, Hawkins has been around forever. I mean, it's not like he's some scrub, and I think 99% of the building thought he was gonna.
Yeah, win the match. I don't mind Hawkins at all, man. I think he's funny. I think he's good on the mic, and I got no issue.
Now, what did you think about the big turn this evening?
Well, I will tell you, I really felt like I was watching 1980s NWA wrestling. I absolutely loved what I saw it coming on the ramp, and I was like, WWE normally doesn't do the heel turn after the music plays, but they did it at NXT with Gargano and Ciampa, and that was like the first I've actually seen that happen. And I'm like, when they put their hands up, I'm like, is Cass gonna do the Luger on Ricky Steamboat? Come on, Ricky, let's go. And then just rip a clothesline right into him. And he did. It was awesome. Enzo looked like such a bitch. But in reality, he made Cass look like gold, and Cass made himself look like gold. The crowd absolutely hates Cass now. Take somebody over.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I mean,
they get you over when you throw ice cubes into a glass and it's super loud in front of the mic.
Yeah, that's another way to get over. Yeah, no, that was that was effective. That was I was pretty happy with Cass turning. I mean, I feel like the tag team has gotten stale. They're not competing for championships anymore, and that's great. You can sell T-shirts, but I think Enzo can sell T-shirts on his own in a cruiserweight division.
Completely agree.
And I mean, Big Cass, I don't think he's necessarily ready for the main event, but I mean, could you picture him like wrestling like Strowman or Reigns or Rollins and put on a pretty good show?
Eventually, yeah, absolutely. I think Enzo is going to be a manager or an announcer now, and he's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, or wrestle on 205 Live, and
he could.
But I can actually see him feuding with like somebody like Neville. Raise the Neville level.
Yeah, you got to raise the Neville level.
The baby that gravity forgot.
The baby that gravity forgot. Dude, what else do we have tonight? I mean, I don't know. As we go over it, I thought the show was pretty solid, man. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I've been killing it lately. I'm so glad they put on a good show. Like, I was super entertained. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was good. It was very good. You know, it was very good.
The one thing I didn't like was after Sasha Banks won the tournament, Kurt Angle came out and raised her hand. I thought that was sort of tacky. I don't like Kurt Angle as a GM. I liked him as a backstage entertainment act, walking around cowboy suit or something. I don't like him as an authority figure at all.
A cowboy suit?
Or whatever, when he was doing his segments with Stone Cold.
I like Killer Kevin in a cowboy suit.
I like Killer Kevin in leather chaps.
Killer Kev's a man.
He is. He definitely is, man.
You don't mess with Killer Kev. Or Bernie.
So who is going to get swapped?
What's that? Soft?
Soft but swapped. Is it going to be Enzo's or Cass's?
Oh, Cass.
That'd be cool if they had a match for it.
Yeah, he's going to get killed, man.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean, unless it's a no hold bar match where they just literally just go at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be should be interesting. This pay-per-view's lined up pretty good. I mean, I think you're gonna have tag team championship, Joe versus Lesnar, Brock versus Reigns, Miz versus what's his name? Ambrose, maybe on a pre-show. And then, Balor, Samson, and women's match. I mean, it's shaping up to be a decent pay-per-view. Something good to build up storylines for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good show. I mean, it's good so far, man.
Wyatt, what's his name? Wyatt and Rollins. I was talking about them. And then figure out. I don't understand. Is the Revival still hurt? Yeah, I mean, their biggest asset in the last couple of weeks have been like breaking up backstage fights, breaking up fights.
Jaw, man.
What happened?
The dude broke his jaw, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. But he'll be back in a couple of weeks. But I mean, that's a serious injury.
Yeah. I was gonna say you can't really.
True. But
that.
I'm trying to think, is it what else happened? I feel like we're missing a thing or two. No.
See here, we had
that was everybody, I think. Yeah.
Dean Ambrose. We had a match with Dean Ambrose and Miz.
I don't remember that. They had a match night.
Yeah, it was after a thing. It was Dean Ambrose versus Rhino and Slater versus.
Oh yeah. I do remember.
Versus Axel.
Yep.
It was actually a pretty long match. And you know what? Maybe we'll get to see a Slater Rhino versus Bo Dallas and Kurt Axel match on the pre-show.
It just wasn't good.
Or WWE Superstars. Everybody needs a show check.
Yeah. I think what else? That was
pretty much it.
But I was happy with Raw, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think they've done a good job of getting more.
Goldust and Arthur.
Oh yeah, Goldust had his stupid thing. I don't think. I guess him and R-Truth will be wrestling on the pre-show.
Yeah, well, he had his cameraman, right?
What's that?
Goldust brought out his cameraman.
I didn't see that part. I missed it.
Yeah, he brought
his cameraman. Somebody from NXT.
No, it was just some random guy, and then he jumped. R-Truth, took him out.
Wow.
So the feud sat, but that was really it. That was everything.
You know what? It was a good show. It was a show that I will remember fondly, and hopefully we get to see LeVar Ball on WWE television sooner rather than later.
I agree with that.
He could probably be one of the biggest heels on WWE.
They need Russo. He'd be a bigger heel.
I don't know, man. I think people would appreciate him. Marks would.
Dude, what's going on? What's going on in the network, man? These days.
Kev?
Does he even know?
Kev, who else are the shows?
How long have you guys been podcasting here?
Couple years.
You know what shows we have every week.
Yeah, but we don't know who's doing them, and if they change, or if there's any special guests on them. That would be something that you would be able to tell us.
Well, it would be, or, if you paid attention, you would automatically know.
Aggravating the Marks.
Look, Vince Russo is already one of the biggest rip-offs in professional wrestling. We don't need to rip off a rip-off.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, hell, we got enough networks out there trying to copycat Raw Reaction every week.
I know.
Often imitated and never duplicated.
Ridiculous. Yeah, well, that's what about Will Huckabee and friends? What are they doing tomorrow night? Who they having in?
Tomorrow night we're gonna have the Ugly Ducklings. Actually, we announced them 2 weeks ago, but they had an injury over the weekend that we didn't find out about until Tuesday. So they had to cancel their appearance, but they'll be back on tomorrow night.
Wow, that's exciting.
Oh, they're not, the Ugly Ducklings are just crazy.
Weren't they in the tag team Apocalypse?
I don't know. They might have been.
I think they were with like the Matt Hardy one.
I don't know. They might have been. Let me look real quick.
I'm pretty positive they were. I recognize the name.
Now I got to look it up because I can't remember. But you know what? It does kind of sound familiar now that you mention it.
Well, they'll talk about that, I'm sure. That match was crazy.
All right, let me look this up. Tag Team Apocalypto results. And And now we're going to have a lot of dead air that I'm going to have to edit out.
You know what? That's good for you. You need to edit. You need to work on your skills. Well, they were definitely in it. I know they were in it. But that's pretty much it, man. We're going to be back next week, and if you all tune into Angry Marks on the podcast on iTunes, hopefully the one from 2 weeks ago will get put up there too, and you can listen to it. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That was actually some magic that night. I mean, I think tonight's more magical, but we had some unique magic that night.
We're a little slow tonight. We're not as fast as we normally are, but it was a good show, like we said. But that's pretty much it for me. Big Dick, anything you want to add on the way out?
Me or Kev?
You're Big Dick.
Jordan Garber.
What about
best thing on podcasts and the internet today?
They love him here, man, because he's so overexposed. It's not even funny. They freaking love him here.